Almost to halfway down here for Carter and Courtney. Our first repellers of the morning here.
Looking good, guys.
Hey, can you guys hear me yet? She doesn't need a microphone. You guys are doing a great job. Give me a thumbs up if you're having a good time.
They don't want to take their hands off the rope.
Safety. Okay. Well, once again, we have Courtney on rope B, Carter on rope A coming down, still neck and neck. Remember, it's not a race, though, guys. Yeah. Remember, Courtney works at Scheidler Pacific Advisors, and it was her boss, Steve Sullivan, that told her about this. Courtney, do you still appreciate Steve's words of advice there? She does.
Guys are doing great.
Once they come down? Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. Right. Okay, yeah, sure. If they don't mind. Oh, sure. Carter, you've done paragliding before. Is this more fun than paragliding? You're doing a great job. Almost down here. Remember, we have Courtney on rope B, Carter on rope A. Our first repellers of the morning. Our testers, if you will. Making sure the equipment is good, and they're doing a great job. And, of course, both of them have raised at least $1,000 to support the athletes of Special Olympics Hawaii. Let's give them a cheers. They come on down. The final stretch here. Awesome job, guys. Awesome job. And thank you for helping us raise money for Special Olympics Hawaii today. Oh my God, is the first words I heard out of Courtney as she hit the floor here. Now we're going to be doing this all day, folks. We got at least 100 people that have signed up for this. And remember that there is still spaces available if you want to do it. And you have the braveness within you to go over the edge. We'll have a word here with Courtney and Carter in just a second and find out exactly how much fun that is to go over the edge of a 31-story building while looking at the Pacific Ocean. That's got to be awesome. Once again, a big thank you to our event sponsor, Sheraton Waikiki and the Edge of Waikiki, for letting us do this here and take over the spot. The Edge of Waikiki is Sheraton's new pool area that has a state-of-the-art infinity pool, providing guests with the illusion of a view that extends off into the horizon of Waikiki Beach. It's right over to our back area here behind me. And they offer patrons a selection of refreshing cocktails and poo-poos as well that you can enjoy poolside. Good job, guys. Come on over. Let's have a word about how much fun that was. And we're moments away from Anissa. She's going to be coming down in just a bit. Yeah, Anissa Kimiai is going to be our next one. She'll be up here in just a second on rope C. Come on over, Carter. How you doing, Ben? How was that up there today? I mean, 31 stories. That seems pretty high. How did that feel once you were up there?
Oh, it's nice. Actually, it's nice up there. The view is beautiful.
The view is beautiful, obviously, and you know, you get to control how fast you were going down. Was there at any point where you thought, I'm going too fast?
Ah, no. It was good. Fascinating equipment, you know.
Well, we appreciate you coming down and raising money for Special Olympics Hawaii. Thank you. And Courtney, now you were our very first one up there. That first 12 feet or so where your feet are on the edge. What's that like?
That is terrifying, but thrilling at the same time.
Now you've done skydiving, you know, 13,000 feet,
Yes.
you know, versus 315 feet. What's the difference?
You know, I did skydiving with a tandem instructor, so I felt a little more secure. There, you're on your own. I did have Carter helping me out, so it's a different experience altogether.
And you guys were going down, you know, pretty much side by side the whole way, like you were a team almost. I thought that was great. Well, thank you for coming out and raising money for Special Olympics Hawaii. Give Courtney a big round of applause again. All right, and there is Anissa up on rope C, getting ready to tackle that first 12 feet where her feet are on the wall there. Then she will go into the 300-foot free rappel. Anissa works for property management at Waterfront Plaza. And actually, you know, what motivated her to sign up for Over the Edge is she's been volunteering for Special Olympics Summer Games and bocce ball previously. So obviously she was in the know about the event, and that's a good opportunity to bring that up. You know, Special Olympics really relies on volunteers. Over 7,000 of them, you know, are needed each year for the events that they put on. And anybody can do it. You know, if you want to help out and sign up, it's very much appreciated. Things like this can't happen without all the volunteers, especially our guys down here from the Hawaii Army National Guard, 93rd CST down here on the bottom, holding the ropes for us. And Anissa, well, Steve Sullivan is to blame for her coming over the edge again as well. He might have influenced a lot of people to do this today is what I'm guessing. When asked what's the most adventurous thing she's ever done, one word, this. This is it. Coming over the edge of a building. And it looks like we have another rappeller up on rope A. That would be Sue Ellen Dureg. And Sue Ellen works for Armstrong Building Maintenance. She's a controller over there. And the name Steve is written down here again as who motivated her. I'm wondering if that's our good friend Steve Sullivan. Here's a great story. What really inspired her to do this is she watched it previously. She saw people do this in years past. This is the 4th time we're doing Over the Edge. And she saw people do this previously and said, hey, you know what? I can do that and help raise money for Special Olympics Hawaii. And once again, she has no previous daredevil experience. This is the most adventurous thing that Sue Ellen has ever done. So we'll keep an eye on Sue Ellen and Anissa as they come down here. And Anissa has made it over that first 12 feet. She's now in the free rappel. 300 feet down now from there, Anissa. Anissa has a fan club. Yeah, see, a lot of these don't have names. They're just all part of a team. An event like this can happen with a lot of help from a lot of partners, and we'd like to thank some of our mission partners today for making this happen as well. Cox Radio, all the stations over there, Hawaiian 105, KINE, Crater 96, Power 104.3, and KCCN FM 100. Mahalos to them for helping make this happen. First Hawaiian Bank. They are a title sponsor of the Law Enforcement Torch Run that Special Olympics Hawaii does every year. So thank you to them. And, of course, they're helping our Special Olympics Hawaii athletes say, yes, you can. And at this point, we have Sue Ellen now in her free rappel as well. And just like our previous rappellers, both side by side, I think we might see rappellers doing that just so they can kind of help each other out. Little teamwork action up there. Again, we have Anissa up on rope C on the far right. Sue Ellen is up on rope A on the far left. And once again, both of these rappellers, just like all of the rappellers you're going to see today, have raised over $1,000 each for Special Olympics Hawaii. Was that Anissa waving? Hi, Anissa. How you doing? And it looks like we have another rappeller getting ready in the on-deck circle. She'll be coming down rope B in the middle here. Christine Kempzuski. Am I pronouncing that right? She can tell me when she gets down. How's that? I remember all this money that we're raising today for Special Olympics Hawaii. If you're wondering how does this help out the athletes, what it allows Special Olympics Hawaii to do is to offer these programs free of charge year-round to their athletes. And I think that's great, especially when you consider you're talking about 2,700 adult and children athletes that Special Olympics Hawaii provides for year-round, and it's free of charge. I think that's an awesome thing. The funds that you contribute today, the funds that we're raising here from our rappellers like Anissa and Sue Ellen, those help cover the costs of facility rentals, equipment, food, lodging, and transportation for all our athletes at the state games. And those are held 3 times a year. And funds raised from Over the Edge today will go directly to fund the Holiday Classic event, which is held December 1st and 2nd at Joint Base Hickam Pearl Harbor and Kaneohe Marine Corps Base, Hawaii. It's one of Special Olympics Hawaii's largest yearly events with over 800 athletes competing in bowling, basketball, and bocce. So all this money that we're raising today is going directly to a great cause. So thank you to our rappellers. Thank you, Anissa. Thank you, Sue Ellen. And I see Christine is now up on rope B. She's in her initial stage here. And today she's going by the name Chris K. And I thank her for that because I might have mispronounced her last name. We'll go with Chris K. That'll work. I like this answer. When Christine was asked what motivated her to do Over the Edge, you might have seen this on bumper stickers before. No fear. No fear. That's exactly why she's doing this today. And she'd like to thank her supporters at McClorston, where she works, I see Sue Ellen already about at the halfway point. Good job, Sue Ellen. Anissa almost there. And now Christine is in her free rappel. And for those of you watching this and saying, you know, there's no way I could ever do this, but I'd like to raise money and help give to Special Olympics, come see me over here at the announcer table. We have little flyers for you on how you can just go online and donate to Special Olympics. It's that simple. You know, you don't have to go over the edge of a building, but that's fun, you know. Boy, look at Sue Ellen go. It's not a race, Sue Ellen. Again, Sue Ellen works at Armstrong Building Maintenance. And her team captain, Steve, is the person who motivated her to do this. Sue Ellen, you never done anything adventurous before besides this, Sue Ellen? This is it, huh? I think you'll remember this one for a while. She's taunting us. Next year we need to find a taller building for Sue Ellen, I think. Anissa, how you doing? Awesome. There she comes. Anissa finishing strong. Good job. Again, both of them raising at least $1,000 for Special Olympics Hawaii today. And really having the thrill of their life there. Neither of these two had daredevil experience in the past. This is pretty much it for them. Although I have a feeling one of them might go grab a phone and make reservations to bungee jump after this. I don't know. And as we get Sue Ellen unhooked from rope A, I am told that coming up next on rope A is Sissy Noilani. She's an assistant property manager at 1132 Bishop Street. We'll be seeing her in just a minute on rope A. Christine's still up there, or I'm sorry, Chris K. That's her nickname for today. Chris K. up on rope B. Are you doing Pilates up there, Chris? What are you doing? And we'll get a few words from Sue Ellen and Anissa in just a second as they get off their ropes here and find out just how much fun that was for them. Who knows, maybe one of you sitting here watching will get the nerve to go do it. There still are some spaces open from what I understand. Come on over, Sue Ellen. Let's have some words with the Daredevils. So you've never done anything adventurous before like this in your life. What made you decide to do this one?
Where's Steve?
That's what I've been saying. We're blaming all of these on Steve today, it seems like. But that's really, you know, Steve just said, hey, do this, and you said, okay.
Well, it was for a good cause.
Absolutely, for a great cause. What are your thoughts now after having done something adventurous like this? Would you do this again?
Definitely. Definitely.
Awesome. And you came down so fast. Good job. Let's give another round of applause for Sue Ellen. And Anissa, come on over. Anissa, you as well. You've never done anything like this. And the next thing you know, you're on a rope dangling 31 stories from a building. How did that happen?
Steve.
It's Steve again. Where is this Steve? I want to meet Steve. But what was it like up there? You know, especially you've got the ocean back here.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. And I mean, there's no fear when you see stuff like that, yeah?
No, there isn't.
All you're thinking about is getting to the bottom, right?
No.
You wanted to stay up there. Well, we appreciate you doing it. Thanks for raising money for Special Olympics Hawaii. Give it up for Anissa, everybody. Good job. All right, and while that was going on, we've already got Sissy on the move on rope A. When she was asked what motivated her to do this, adrenaline. Adrenaline will do that to you. And look at her go. She heard about Over the Edge from Dino at Worldwide Window Wash. Yeah, I guess he would know something about dangling from a building. This is her first time doing something with Special Olympics, and we appreciate her doing something big. She has done skydiving before, so this may seem like a piece of cake for her. And her last thought as she went off the side of the building, Geronimo. That's what she went with, Geronimo. Oh, is this Batgirl on rope C? There she is. This is Malia Eversole on rope C, wearing the Batgirl costume with the cape included, which could come in handy. Malia is a supervisor at the U.S. Probation Office Federal Building. And when asked what motivated her to sign up for Over the Edge, she said friends of Kendra and Danny Epstein. And she's inspired by their dedication to the cause. And her friend Simone Perez signed her up and inspired her to do this. They've paddled together before. She has rappelled off an 8-story building before at nighttime, but this is 31 stories. If my math is correct, that's 23 more. And her last words or thoughts as she goes out the side of the building, look out below, Batgirl is coming. That's right, Malia in the Batgirl costume on rope C. Now coming down rope B, almost at the end here, Chris K. How you doing, Chris? Woo! Almost to the end here of her 31-story drop. Now, on her form, she didn't write down anything as adventurous that she's done before. I'm taking it this is it for you, huh, Chris? This is the most adventurous thing you've done. Sorry. And remember, up on rope A, we've got Sissy Noelani. We'll get some words here with Chris K in just a second. Ask her how much fun that was. Sissy about at the halfway point. She wanted to thank her mom and her daughters for giving her the inspiration today. How you doing up there, Sissy? Woo! And Batgirl Malia on rope C coming on down. We might see the cape flying at some point here. She'd like to thank her friends and family, her husband, Dolan, her children, Sky and Kainalu, and her mother, Carolyn. Come on over, Chris K. That was an awesome job, Chris. Come on over and tell me a little bit about how you get motivated for somebody who's never done something like that before. How do you get motivated to do that?
You just have to do it. Just do it.
She's quoting the Nike slogan, just do it right there.
No hesitation, just do it.
No hesitation. I love that this is your first time doing something this adventurous and that you're helping raising money for Special Olympics Hawaii. We really appreciate you coming out. Everybody give a big round of applause for Chris K. And again, we have Sissy on rope A. On the far left, we got Malia, our Batgirl, on rope C on the far right. Both at about the halfway point here. And I'm told that coming up on rope B momentarily, we will have Linda Fulton. Jim is here, her husband. There he is. I'm sure he'll be getting some good video of this one. It looks like she's over the edge right there, getting ready to make her initial 12-foot descent there with the feet on the wall. Hi, Batgirl. Just having a great old time up there. I think some of these people, we might have a hard time getting them to come all the way down. The view's just got to be awesome up there. The weather's perfect today. Can't beat it. Well, like I said, up on rope B, I see her coming up over the top there, Linda Fulton. She works in sales at K5 TV. And what motivated her to do this today? Excitement. Yeah, I think this is pretty exciting. She heard about Over the Edge from the good old-fashioned newspaper. It still works, everybody. And what we really appreciate about Linda, she's been involved in Special Olympics Hawaii in various activities for a while. Great photo op for Linda there. And here comes Malia, our Batgirl. Good job, Batgirl. Notice there's no Batman today, just a Batgirl. Girl power. We're going to be talking with Malia in just a second about the adventures of Batgirl. And now we have Linda in her free rappel coming down on rope B. Sissy almost here to the bottom. You're doing a great job, Sissy. How does it feel up there? You know, Linda that's up on rope B, she has done some adventurous stuff before. She did some parasailing in Mexico. And she would like to thank the donors who helped her exceed her $1,000 goal today. And Sissy making it down to the bottom here. Good job, Sissy. We'll get some words with Malia, our Batgirl, and Sissy in just a second, as we keep an eye on Linda making her way down rope B. Again, remember, all these people today have helped raise at least $1,000 for Special Olympics. That was the minimum goal here to do Over the Edge, raise $1,000 for Special Olympics. Some of them have done much more than that. Come on over, Malia. Let's talk with you about the adventures of Batgirl going down the side of a building. Now, you know, most people think when they see somebody going down the side of a building, they think of Spider-Man or Spider-Girl, but you're Batgirl. What was the inspiration behind the costume today?
My friend had it. She let me borrow it, and I promised my sponsors I would wear it. So that's why I wore the costume.
Perfect. You got to please the sponsors, right? I think it's awesome that you did that. How did it feel to go over the edge there, 31 stories?
Just don't look. I mean, I just didn't look at the bottom at all. That's what helped a lot. And just looking at the beautiful view and the beautiful day today.
Definitely. How can you beat the view? Don't look at the bottom, look at the view. Malia, we thank you so much for raising money for Special Olympics Hawaii, and we're glad you came today. Give her another round of applause for Malia, Batgirl. And let's talk to Sissy and see, what was that like for you today up there?
It was the best.
The best. I love that. No fear in this at all. Just, yeah, I'm going over the side of a building. It was the best. Was there any point where you really took time to stop and look at all around you and see what it's like, you know, out in the ocean and all around?
Oh, yeah, you can see turtles and everything out there. It's great.
She was seeing turtles out there. I like that. As long as we don't see anything else with fins. That's all we ask. Sissy, we really appreciate you coming down. Thanks for raising money for Special Olympics Hawaii. Good job. All right, we have got another one up on rope C on our far right here, our red and orange rope. This is Bernie Wanneberger. Am I pronouncing that right? She'll let me know. And Bernie's already in her free rappel. Good job, Bernie. Bernie is an architect, and she just wanted to do this to raise money for charity. It's not about the thrill or anything. She's just Good old-fashioned raising money for a good cause. And guess who talked her into doing this? Steve Sullivan. I love Steve. He's raising a lot of money today for Special Olympics. Bernie has done some skydiving before, so we'll ask her when she gets down how that compares with this. She'd like to thank her parents. And last words going over the edge, having a good time. Having a good time. I like that. Oh, I'm sorry. Bernie is a gentleman, by the way. I'm sorry. I didn't read this very well. I apologize to Bernie's family. All right, so we have Samuel up on rope A. There he goes. Free rappelling. Boom. Just like that. And Linda, look, Linda's almost down here at the bottom. Good job, Linda. Whoa. Finish strong, Linda. Finish strong. And Sam up on rope A. He's a maintenance worker at First Insurance Center. And again, just wanted to help raise money for a good cause. He'd like to thank his family and friends for the motivation to do this. Almost there, Linda. There we go. Sometimes if you go too fast, ladies and gentlemen, you lock up that safety rope. It's a real quick fix, but that's that motion that she's making. That's letting them know that she's locked up there.
That's what I noticed. Everybody, when they hit about the 30, 40-foot mark, they just whoop.
You can tell when it's going to lock up because it starts making a noise like.
Oh, yeah. Did you do this?
No, my husband does it here.
Oh,
I do the super plunge where I plunge in ice water.
oh, okay. I could do that versus this.
Yeah, do the polar plunge.
Yeah.
That's fun.
She's almost there. She'll be here with us in just a second. And Bernie on rope C. Samuel on rope A, neck and neck right now. There she goes. I know she was probably thinking, I made it all this way and then the last 10 feet, what? But she's here. Good job, Linda. We'll talk to you in just a second about how much fun that was. The view is phenomenal, she says.
What was Linda's last name? Fulton, yeah? Yeah, so she is.
Steve Sullivan, you've got all that. He has done so awesome. He got a whole team of 21 people together.
21 people.
And
Wow.
raised $22,000.
All right, here comes Linda. Let's talk about, first off, you're part of Team Drop 808. There's a lot of you that are coming down today, and it seems that Steve Sullivan is the one that inspired a lot of you to do that. Tell us a little bit about how he got so many people to go over the edge of a building on a Saturday morning.
Well, he's a crazy guy, and how can you say no to Special Olympics? And I particularly want to thank all my generous donors that helped me go over the edge for a super, super cause. I want to do it again.
She wants to do it again. We're signing her up for next year already, everybody. Give it up for Linda Fulton, everyone. Thank you, Linda. And, we haven't been timing people as they come down, but I'm going to go on record and say that Samuel might have the record. I mean, look at him. Holy cow. Samuel, I think I just talked about you going over the edge about 2 seconds ago, and here you are. And we have Bernie over there on rope C. It looks like we've got another rappeller up on rope B. and that would be Serena Sullivan. She wants to go by the nickname Polar Bear Babe today, so we'll go with that. Polar Bear Babe. I like that. She's a preschool teacher at the Cole Academy, and guess who she's married to? Steve Sullivan. Of course, she heard about the event through her husband, Steve, and she was involved in Over the Edge last year as well. In fact, she did this exact event, so she's one of our vets, we'll call her. And we got Bernie coming down here. Good job, Bernie. We'll get a few words with Samuel over here and Bernie over there in just a second. Remember, all of these people that are rappelling down, raising at least $1,000 for our Special Olympic athletes, and it's such a great cause. And that's, some of them you've seen, they've written down, their only motivation for doing this is not the thrill, not the excitement, not the view. It's just raising money for a good cause. Come on over, Samuel. I really want to know, most of the people we've been seeing, it's a pretty steady pace. I mentioned that you were going over the edge, and next thing I know, you're down here. How did you get down so fast?
I don't know, just pulling the cord, man.
It's that simple. You just pull the cord and down you go. How much fun was that, dude?
That was killer. Gotta do this again.
There's another one signing up for next year. Give it up for Samuel, everybody. We really appreciate you raising money today for Special Olympics Hawaii. All right, we have Serena up on rope B, and she's almost to the end of her initial descent. I feel like an airline pilot. Bernie, come on over. You have done skydiving before, and we've had a couple other people in here. Compare going over a 31-story building to jumping out of an airplane.
Oh, this is a lot harder, I have to admit, but very safe. I think much safer than skydiving.
You hear that? Much safer than skydiving. So any of you out there that are thinking, I can't do this, Bernie says much safer than skydiving. Would you do this again?
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely. We'll sign him up for next year. Bernie, thank you so much for raising money for Special Olympics Hawaii. Give it up for Bernie. All right, Serena up on rope B, about to hit her free rappel here. And up on rope A now, you've heard me mention his name many times, Steve Sullivan, the head of Team 808, and we really appreciate everything he's done. And what I like about this, Steve is not the kind of guy that just says, hey, go over the side of the building. He's doing it himself, and that's how you lead by example right there, everybody. He's the general manager at the Waterfront Plaza, and his simple motivation for doing this today is the athletes of Special Olympics Hawaii, the kids who are going to be benefiting from the money that Steve helped raise today. He actually heard about Over the Edge from the Scheidler Group, and he says he has raised money for volunteers and events before. He's done the polar plunge, which is, where you jump into the freezing ice water. He has done skydiving before as well, and he says with all the stuff that he's done today, all the people that he's put together, Team 808, they've raised $22,000. And he says the list is huge, but he'd like to give a big thanks to the Scheidler Group for helping this all happen. And his final thoughts as he went over the side today, can't wait till next year. Spoken like a Chicago Cubs fan. All right. That's Serena on rope B. That's Steve on rope A. Doing a little teamwork, hanging out together, helping each other out.
No, he didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to mention all of Serena's stuff when we were interviewing Bernie and Samuel, but let me just mention some of the things that she wrote down on her thing. The most adventurous thing she's ever done, while she did Over the Edge last year, she traveled alone to Singapore, and she married Steve. So that's pretty adventurous, I guess. She says, if there's anyone she'd like to thank, she said Steve and especially God. And this is a pretty long response here, but her last words or thoughts as she rappels off a 31-story building. At least I get to say last words. Steve always gets to do that, so my last words are, the wheel has come full circle. I guess she just wanted a chance to have some last words. But that's true teamwork right there, side by side, coming down, Steve and Serena. And remember, we'd like to thank our sponsors helping us out today. Of course, a big shout out to the Sheraton Waikiki. We obviously couldn't be doing this without them, and letting us use their building and go down the side of a perfectly good hotel. I think that's very nice of them. We'd also like to thank some of our mission partners, Hawaii News Now. That's the network that includes KHNL, KGMB, and K5. The Law Enforcement Torch Run for Special Olympics, that is a huge event that culminates at the State Summer Games on Memorial Day weekend, and just a very important part of Special Olympics Hawaii. Tesoro as well, one of the mission sponsors. And of course, Rumfire, really appreciate you letting us use your space here and take over and just have a good time coming down the side of a building. And once again, as far as our volunteers go, over 7,000 volunteers a year, but the ones that we're really appreciative of today, the Hawaii Army National Guard 93rd CST. We really appreciate them. They're the guys you see down here on the ropes, making it happen for our rappellers. Steve, Serena, how you guys doing up there? We got a double woohoo out of them. I see Steven's got the GoPro helmet on. That has just got to be some awesome video that you're shooting up there right now, Steve. A little over the halfway point for Steve and Serena here as they make their way down. And again, that number that Steve wrote down with the group here, that Team Drop 808 that Steve has helped put together, $22,000 raised for Special Olympics today because of that gentleman there on the left and the people that he's managed to put together. And of course, if you, as you've noticed, it seems that the last maybe 50 feet or so goes the fastest because they're like, just get me to the ground already. Here he comes.
It just goes.
There's Steve. Serena's almost down. Hello. Let's give them a round of applause, everybody. Steve and Serena raising a ton of money for Special Olympics Hawaii today. We'll get a few words with both of them. Here's Serena. After coming down the side of a 31-story building, the dumb sports interviewer would say, how do you feel?
Well, it's blaming on Steve. I'm feeling so nervous, but now I'm glad I did it.
A lot of people are blaming it on Steve today, and obviously he put together a big team and helped raise a lot of money. How does that? how does that work that you guys are able to get so many people to go over the side of a building? How do you talk people into something like that?
Carefully.
Carefully is the answer.
We big point this year was instead of just focusing on the money, it was just the awareness. So by pushing the awareness issue, we're able to get more people. So at the end of the day, 22,000, that's 22 athletes, 6 events, 1 year. That's awesome. So next year we're going to be under a lot of pressure to get more, and we're going to do everything we can.
That's right. He brought up a good point. You know, you set the bar here at 22,000. Next year, I don't know, at 25,000, 30,000. Steve and Serena Sullivan, we really appreciate you raising all that money for Special Olympics. Great job. All right, and remember, you know, like Steve said, what we're raising money for is the Special Olympics athletes, and what Special Olympics is able to do with this money that's raised over the year through events like the Polar Bear Plunge, through events like Over the Edge here, is all of the services for the athletes is free. Year-round sports training and athletic competition at no charge to the athletes. And that's what it's all about, is giving them an opportunity to do these things without the families or the athletes having to pay for this. And we're talking over 2,700 adult and children athletes that Special Olympics Hawaii provides this for in sports like basketball, bocce, bowling, powerlifting, soccer, softball, swing, and track and field. So we really appreciate all the money that comes in and how it allows us to use it for our athletes.
Is it really? Oh, wow. Loki Island Honey. Tuning in from Japan. So Dietrich and Z. Franklin from Kadena Air Force Base. And then Genevieve and Richard Kamakaki from Waiho.
Okay. Yeah, one of the things you might not know is this is actually streaming live on the internet. You know, what we're doing right here, the video, the announcing, as you will. And we've actually got people now calling in from across the world listening and wanting to get some shout-outs. So I feel like Casey Kasem. Here's a long-distance dedication. Loki Island Honey is tuning in from Japan, believe it or not. Her children are actually volunteering here today, Dietrich and Z. Franklin from Kadena Air Force Base in Japan. So, Loki, how you doing? Thanks for listening in Japan. That's awesome. Genevieve and Richard Kamakahi from Wahiawa. Their dad is Linford Ramos with the National Guard working here today. They're listening as well up in Wahiawa. So, Linford, thanks for your service today. We really appreciate it. I see a couple of rappellers up on the rappel lines. And on rope B, right there in the middle getting set up, is Julie Miyashiro. And Julie's fan club has been waiting. She's a property manager at the Pan Am building with the Scheidler Group. She says she's done this before. She's a return rappeller. She's a veteran. She heard about Over the Edge from her company, the Scheidler Group, and from Kyle Carioca, who works here at Special Olympics Hawaii. And she also participated in the Polar Plunge. She really does a lot for Special Olympics Hawaii, so we appreciate Julie, and she's making her initial descent down. Julie said she'd really like to thank her family and friends for supporting Special Olympics Hawaii. And her last words going over the side of the building today, someone catch me. Any volunteers for that? And up on rope C, we have Denise Ching. She's a general manager at the Scheidler Group Davies Pacific Center. And yeah, guess who motivated her to do this? Any guesses? Steve Sullivan, of course. Her last words going over the side of the building. Ah, what was I thinking? I'm sure that'll change when she gets about halfway down and realizes how cool the view is. So that's Julie on rope B. We got Denise on rope C. Both of them just starting their free rappel. The fun part of it all. That's awesome, from Japan. Yeah, we've talked about where your money goes for this, and of course, you know, a lot of the games that go on, the torch run, the things like that, are huge things that we all know about. But Special Olympics Hawaii has some other things that people may not know of, and one of them is Project Unify. It's an education-based project funded by the U.S. Department of Education, which uses the sports and education programs of Special Olympics to activate young people across the U.S. in order to promote school community. So it's helping kind of get this camaraderie within the schools of the athletes and their buddy partners. It's a great project that's going on right now, and some of your money will go to that as well. So we thank you for all the money raised here. And remember, you know, if you don't want to be as brave as these people and go over the side, you can simply come up to us here at the booth. We can get you a form, and you can do donations that way online. We also have a donation box now, which has a smiley face on it. You can't go wrong with that. We got another climber or rappeller. That's not climbing, that's going down. Another rappeller coming up on rope A. We'll have information on that in just a second. Remember, we have right now on rope C is Denise Ching. On rope B is Julie Miyashiro. Neck and neck right now. Neck and neck between Julie and Denise. I'm going to be honest with you. This is the first time I've seen rappellers get heckled. Yes, no fighting on the way down, please. Can you guys hear me at this point? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear us. They're too scared to thumbs up, I think. All right, and he's already made his way into the free rappel up on rope A, Travis Ishikawa. But for today, we're just going to call him Trev. Straight up Trev. He works at Aloha Air Cargo, and his motivation to sign up today was the athletes. And yeah, that's where the money goes today. We really appreciate that. He heard about Over the Edge through the email. He's already been donating to Special Olympics Hawaii and thought, well, why not do another fun event like go over the side of a building? Why not? He actually has rappelled out of a helicopter before. I'm going to have to find out what that's like and compare that to going over the side of a building. His last words as he went over the side today, go team drop 808. Oh, we're neck and neck. Uh-oh. Sorry, Julie. Denise is going to take this one. You are never going to hear the end of this one, Julie. Never. We'll get some words with Denise in just a second, find out how good it felt to beat Julie. Yeah, she's giving us the stuck sign. That doesn't mean she's safe. That means she's stuck. We'll get it fixed. All right, look at Trev. Trev's just motoring down here again. Are you trying to beat Samuel's record? There's something about rope A. Rope A is moving quick today. Good job, Julie. We'll get some words with you here in just a second. Trev just motoring on down. Here he is. Good job, Trev. We haven't been keeping official stats, but it was pretty close between you and Samuel. Come on over, Denise. Let's have some words with you and find out how you're feeling after going over the side of a perfectly good building. Actually, I think let's talk to Julie first because I really want to find out what happened there right at the end. It was close. Julie, you're 31 stories up. You make it down, at least a good 26, 27 stories, and then you get stuck. What I want to know is, was it the pressure from the heckling audience over here? What caused you to get stuck there?
I was trying to beat her down.
She was trying to beat Denise. That was the problem. They made it a race here at the end. Both of you were pretty neck and neck. How much fun were you guys talking to each other up there? How much fun was that?
That was awesome.
Would you do it again too as well, Julie? Yeah. All right, we got 2 more for next year. Julie Miyashiro, Denise Ching, give it up, everybody. Thank you so much for raising money for Special Olympics today. All right, and here's Trev Ishikawa. Now, Trev, we had another guy go down this same rope and went pretty fast. Like I said, we weren't keeping stats, but both of you were it's just down. How much fun was that to just zip right down the side of that building?
That was so much fun.
Have you done you did it from a helicopter before, right? Yeah. Now, how would you compare rappelling from a helicopter versus rappelling from a building?
Helicopter's faster, but this is a lot taller.
Helicopter's faster, but this is taller, he said. So, would you do this again?
Oh, every year.
Every year. We got him locked through. We're going to sign you a contract, I'll say 7 years for $30,000. How's that sound? Trev Ishikawa, everybody, give it up. Thanks for raising money for Special Olympics today. And we got somebody coming up on rope C. Carrie Woodward Delacruz is up on rope C. Carly. She's with Scheidler as well? She's with Scheidler as well. And just making her way into the initial part here. Carly is a property manager, she says, for Parallel Capital Partners. And what motivated her to do this? She said Special Olympics Hawaii and everything that they stand for, plus they're in my building. So that kind of helps too. Yeah, when you see the people every day, that really helps. She has been involved before in some Special Olympics events. She's helped with the bocce ball tourney and the Future Stars. And she'd like to thank Stephen for pushing for this great cause. Kicking, pushing, screaming, all of it. All right, she's about halfway down her initial descent, getting ready for her free rappel. Carly up on rope C right now. And, of course, a big mahalo to our event sponsors. Again, the Sheraton Waikiki. Definitely could not do this without them and their very tall building. So thank you to the Sheraton Waikiki for generously hosting this event again. Also like to thank Armstrong Produce and Honolulu Freight Service. Special mahalo to Kelvin Shigemura at Armstrong Produce and Honolulu Freight Service for helping transport all the rappelling gear from the mainland for this event. Mahalo to Safeway for the scaffolding. Safeway Scaffolding, they're generously providing the rooftop scaffolding for last year and this year's event free of charge. That's a big deal. They also provide the scaffolding for Cop on Top, which just happened recently. And to Channel 808, Russ Sumida, Melissa Chang, and Channel 808 for providing the live internet streaming of Over the Edge Waikiki, which is why we were able to have people from Japan call in and tell us that they're listening. All right, Carly is in her free rappel. Only 300 more feet to go, Carly. You know, you never really think of it this way because it's a different direction, but looking up 300 feet, that's a football field right there. You're looking up a football field. Looks like we got another rappeller coming up on rope A. We'll find out who that is in just a second. Jarrett Walters is our rappeller up on rope A. Jared up on rope A. He's the Vice President of Operations at Hawaiian Building Maintenance. Steve Sullivan involved in this one again. Thanks, Steve. This is Jared's first time involved, and he said he's really excited to help out with Special Olympics. In fact, this is the first really adventurous thing he's done. He'd like to thank his wife and family and HBM for contributing. And his last words as he goes over the side of the building, I can see my house from here. And I can see Russia. Oh, what? That's Jared up on rope A. That is Carly up on rope C. Jared just about to hit the free rappel part. There he goes. Jared and Carly getting some support from the people who have already done it. And remember, Jared's on rope A. That's been the one that's been pretty quick so far today. And he looks like he's making pretty good time over there. All right, now we got Carly and Jarrett neck and neck coming down. But Carly says, I'm not having any of that, and she gives a little extra push there. Yeah, at this point, I think they can hear all the stuff you're yelling at them. So whatever crazy things you want to yell, now's a good time. How you guys doing up there? Could you imagine if they had wireless mics on them as they're coming down? And both of them over the halfway point now. Again, we've got Carly Woodward Delacruz up on rope C. We got Jared Walters up on rope A. Of course, both of them inspired and brought here by the great Steve Sullivan. Boom, Jared's down. And Carly almost there. Good job, both of you. We'll get a few words with them in just a second, especially for the internet listening audience. And Channel 808, of course, providing that for us. Again, big mahalo to Russ Sumida, and he's here today with Topher and Wedge. Thank you to Topher and Wedge. Melissa's actually in Japan. I hope she's listening right now. Hi, Melissa. That's crazy that we're broadcasting this all over the world right now. I love that. Bringing more awareness to Special Olympics Hawaii. Again, all of these repellers today raised at least $1,000 to do this. And we had somewhere around 100 repellers, so if your math is better than mine, you can figure that out. That's a lot of money we're raising today. Carly, come on over. Great job today. That initial descent is one thing. Once you hit the free rappel, what goes through your mind? Nice view. Yeah, you know, I bet, I mean, it's a little foggy today, but what can you see when you're way up there? Could you see anything in the ocean? I had somebody told me they saw turtles. Did you see anything else?
Jared and I had a slight meeting up there, having a business discussion.
Conducting business while you're on over the edge. Jared, come have a talk with us here. Have you really done anything adventurous like this before?
No, this is pretty much my first time doing anything out of my little box.
So how do you get talked into, let's go over the side of the 31-story building?
Try to be open into experiences, though, and Steve did a great job talking me into it, so just kind of going with the flow on it.
We've heard that a lot about Steve today. So good job, Jared. Thank you very much for raising money for Special Olympics Hawaii today. We got repellers up on A and B right now. Robert Valantas is up on rope A. And Deborah Walton up on rope B. We'll find out a little bit about them. Deborah's making her initial way down, about halfway down that initial descent here. Deborah's a commercial property manager at CBRE Incorporated, or Inc. for short. She was motivated to do this by her ex-coworker, Steve Sullivan. She felt like, A, it's a great cause, and B, it's bragging rights to be able to say you went over the side of a building and rappelled. How many people can say that they've done that? And she's got a good point there. She has worked with Big Brothers Big Sisters before, but this is her first time doing something for Special Olympics Hawaii, so we appreciate that she's really jumping into it right off the bat for Special Olympics Hawaii. She did do some skydiving for her birthday, and she did shark diving the year before, so she's no stranger to adventurous things. She'd like to thank all the folks who sponsored her. Pro Park, Randy Marshall, Sasha Carter, Sandy Tichy, Judd Tickle, Christine Lassley, George Lassie. Her last words and thoughts as she goes over the side of the building. I'll be shocked if I actually do this. I don't like heights so much. She is over the edge already. Deborah, you can consider yourself officially shocked. Let's talk about Robert up on line A over here. He's going by the name Reckless Rob today. That's going to be his nickname for today. I like that. Reckless Rob. Sounds like a DJ name. He manages stores for Maui Divers. And he said his motivation for doing it is because the vice president of HR made him do it. So there you go. That little you will do it and you will like it routine. He has hiked the glacier in New Zealand before, so another one who's no stranger to adventurousness, which is a new word I just made up. I like it. Yeah, we're going to go with that one, adventurousness. He'd like to thank his wife for dragging him to Hawaii 14 years ago, which, of course, if that hadn't happened, he wouldn't be here today. His final thoughts as he goes over the side of the building today, say no to splat. Yes. Those are words to live by there, Robert. Reckless Rob. DJ Reckless Rob. Oh, look at it. Halfway down already. Halfway down for Deborah. Robert right behind. And this is probably the experience of both of them having done adventurous things before. They're just like, let's do it. Hello, Deborah. You're live on the internet over the whole world. Now remember, each of these rappellers raised over $1,000 to do this today, and both of them went well over that, so we really appreciate that. Deborah and Robert making their way down. Robert's up on rope A, which has been our fast rope of the day. That's the one that really we've seen the record set. And there he goes. Steady as she goes. Let's give a big hand to Robert Balaktas for making his way all the way down. 31 stories today. And there's Deborah. Oh, locked up again. Yeah, remember, like we said, all that is if they go too fast, it just locks. So.
At least that's what they told me. That doesn't mean it's true. He's on the phone in New Mexico. They couldn't hook in, so he's telling them about it.
All right, let's get a few words with Robert, who, again, he came down line A, which has been our fast line today, and just motored down like those last 3 or 4 floors. What's it like from, say, floor 31 compared to floor 10?
I'd let you know, but my eyes are closed the whole time.
It's nice if you can do that because you're tied to the rope, but is this your first time really doing some kind of rappelling? I know you did the glacier thing, but rappelling, is this your first time doing that?
Pretty much, yeah.
Would you do it again?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Sign him up for next year, Robert. We appreciate you raising money for Special Olympics. All right, and we already got somebody up on rope C. This is Buddy Botello. Look at him go. He's going to be done by the time I'm finished talking. He wants to say hi to Sister Suze, who is his inspiration, and hi to Charlie in New Mexico. They're watching right now via the live stream, and that's kind of cool that we can say hi to people all over the world. Charlie in New Mexico, Buddy says hello as he makes his way down. He's already a third of the way down here. Suze is in New Mexico as well. Hello, New Mexico. This is the fourth time of the whole event, right? He's done this every year since it started. Nickname for today, we're going with Budman. Budman. He is the wife of Nancy Botello, the director of Special Olympics Hawaii, so give it up for that. Or the husband, I'm sorry. I was reading on the paper, my wife. Got it. Yeah, he's the husband of Nancy Botello. Look at him go. He might be setting a record here. He's over on rope C. Obviously, being the husband of Nancy, he's been involved with Special Olympics for years. When asked what's the most adventurous thing he's done, he said this, and meeting Nancy, who he's been with for 38 years now. Married 38 years, together 40. That is awesome. He's got the GoPro camera. Wave to the camera here. You got people in New Mexico watching you. And Deborah, how was that? 31 stories coming down the side of a building. How'd you like that?
It was great.
Now, you've done some adventurous stuff before. First time rappelling?
Yes.
Would you do it again? That's the main thing I'm asking everybody. Would you do this again? Is it fun?
Honestly, I would. I wasn't afraid at all. I was really surprised that I was.
And you were coming down motoring pretty fast, and, until those last little things there at the end. But what's it like compared to, say, 31 stories to 10 stories?
It's a big deal. But I was trying to stop on purpose to look around. And then I was going too fast, and it was stopping me.
I like that. Stopping on purpose. I had said earlier we might have a hard time getting some people down because the view is just so awesome. You're up there and just kind of by yourself, and it's a serene moment. But we really appreciate you coming down, Deborah. Thanks for raising money for Special Olympics Hawaii.
Awesome. It was a lot of fun.
You want to say hi to anybody? This is all over the world on the internet.
Hi, family. Hi, friends. Thank you.
Awesome. And in that time, Buddy's already down here. Budman made it. Good job, Budman. Again, I wasn't keeping stats, but there's a few people here that could be setting records. That was fast. We'll get some words with Budman here after he gets unhooked. Another great rappel, and of course, another person raising money for Special Olympics Hawaii. Again, he's married to Nancy Botello, the director of Special Olympics Hawaii. Raised $4,000 today. All by yourself there, Budman. Good job. Over 15 grand for the last 5 years, or 4 years. That's awesome. Come on over and let's have a chat. We did say hi to the people in New Mexico for you earlier, but now you're down here and you can do it in person. Anybody else you want to say hi to across the world?
Susie, definitely Susie. My whole family, Charlie is over there. Of course, my niece and nieces. And Susie, I want your boyfriend down here next year. Okay? Yeah, I love you guys.
Awesome. He's issuing a challenge to the people in Maine. Come down here and do this as well, because obviously you can't be being in Hawaii and having the view. You know, you've done this 4 years in a row now. Is it easier every time?
No. And leading up to it is, you know, you got the butterfly. Once you go over the edge, it's fun.
I love it, and that's why we call it Over the Edge. Thank you so much, Bud. Great job in raising a lot of money for Special Olympics Hawaii over the years. We really appreciate it. 2 more repellers up on the ropes there. Sherry St. Germain is up on rope A, and John St. Germain up on rope B. I have a feeling they know each other. All right, so they said this is the announcement that they'd like to make. They are racing each other today. Just to the 3rd floor. Not all the way down. They're going to race to the 3rd floor, but I love a little friendly competition. Sherry's actually going to be taking over this announcer job later today as well, so she's really in it for the long haul today. She wants to be known as Spider Woman today. So we had Batgirl earlier, and now we got Spider Woman coming down. And the race is on. They are over the edge. Sherry's been volunteering with Special Olympics Hawaii for 10 years now. And John has been volunteering as well. Words before they go over the edge? Well, John just saying yippee. And Sherry saying it's gorgeous up here. Everyone should sign up. So she's putting out the call there. Don't be afraid. Here they are. Again, we have Sherry is on rope A on the left. John rope B on the right. Friendly little competition down to the 3rd floor. And right now, John in the lead. No pressure, Sherry, but rope A has been the fastest rope all day. Just want to throw that out there. Oh, yeah, here she comes now. Now, remember, if you go too fast, sometimes that rope will catch and you got to unhook it there. That's what seems to be happening to Sherry there. She was making her little signal. John just doing slow and steady, make sure he doesn't get caught there on that safety rope. John about halfway down now. Think you can pull it out, John? Oh, she's catching up on you now. Oh, I think he was letting her catch up. I think they're having a good time up there, though. John, you're making it a little too easy. It is easy, he said. Just having a good time. Just another Saturday in Hawaii. And I think we're officially calling it for John. We got a boo from Sherry on that one. She's blaming it on the replacement refs. Why not? Enjoy it. She's going to have a look around. I wonder what those people on the stand-up paddleboards out there must be thinking. Why are people going over the side of that building? Oh, they're raising money for a great cause. That's why they're doing it. All right, let's give it up for Sherry and John St. Germain. A little friendly competition. Yeah, I was going to ask you that. John just made a comment, not even close. I was going to ask you, John, come on over here and let's talk to the people of the world on the internet here. it looked like at some point there about halfway up, you actually purposely stalled yourself to kind of let her catch up. What was going through your mind there?
I thought she could catch up, but she can't keep from locking up, so well.
So at that point, you just said, I'm going for it, and zoop, down you went. You made it look easy, and you said it easy. Is it really that easy?
It really is that easy. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
I love that. John, thank you so much. Sherry, come on over. Let's have a few words with the people on the internet here. You know, you lost the friendly race there because you locked up a couple times. Anything maybe that you learned for next year when you guys battle it out again?
Maybe I shouldn't bet who's going to clean the kitty litter. I think I'll have to change that bet.
The kitty litter was the bet. I was going to ask you what the bet was. You had to change the kitty litter. Well, maybe you can have him take you out to a nice lunch and make up for it that way. But we really appreciate you coming down. Thank you very much. Raising money for Special Olympics Hawaii. And it looks like up on rope C we've got another brave soul ready to go over the edge for Special Olympics Hawaii. Jeffrey Goya is up there. We're just going to call him Jeff today. Jeff decided to sign up simply. He just wanted to go over the edge. That sounds like fun. It's like that whole dare concept. We didn't even have to double dog dare him. Just, hey, you want to go over the edge? Sure. Let's do it. He actually heard about Over the Edge from the internet. And remember, all of you listening on the internet right now, yeah, feel free next year to come out, fly out to Hawaii and do this. He wants to thank everyone who donated to help out Special Olympics Hawaii today. I mean, all of us, all of the people here that are going over the edge are raising money, and when we get that total, it's going to be a pretty big number. Like I said, they at least had to raise $1,000 each, and I think we had somewhere around 100 repellers. So mathematically, that is a big